Hi everyone. So in the last class we tried to find out the how to find the sides and areas of the squares if partial information is given to us, and how we can use the things that we've used uh, in finding out squares of the numbers to finding out actual squares of the square figures. So today we are going to be working on two such problems. So here, let's look at the first one. So here we've been given two informations. So that these both are squares. Okay. So one is the outer square. I'm going to call it the big square, and the inside small square. Okay. So we know all the sides of the squares are equal. So if we and these triangles are congruent. So we've been given three informations. So let me call this outside triangle as A, okay, and the inside triangle as B, just to be on the same page. And all these, so we have, what informations do we have? So we have the area of B as 289 square units. So 289 square units. Now, if we want to find the side of this, what we'll do is we'll take the square root of 289. Like we learned in the last class. Just trying to make it bigger. Okay, as we learned in the last class, so side square is area, and square root is the opposite of square, so the square root of area will give us the side. So using this formula, if we take out the square root of the area, that is 289, so the side will come as 17. Okay, 17 units. Don't forget to write the units when it comes to lengths and areas. Okay, so we found this is B and this is A. So for the small square, we have found this is B and this is A. So for the small square, we already knew the area as 289 square units, and now we have found the side as well, that is 17 units. Now the next question is we have to find the side and area for the big square. So we have partial information on the side of the big square. We just know that this much portion is 12. Okay, so because everything is so symmetrical, these triangles are also symmetrical. So whatever will be this side will be equal to this side, and this side will be equal to this side. So if this half is given to us as 12, it is safe to say that this other half will be 12 units as well. So what will be the total side of the big square? I'm talking about the big square A. So I'm just denoting it with A. So it will be 12 plus 12, because we were given just this much portion as 12. So 12 plus 12, 24, and we write units. So the side will be 24 units. And now, if we want to find the area of the big square, it's pretty simple. If we have to find the area for A, so this all was for B. If we want to find area for A, we simply know we just have to do 24 square. So what will be the answer for 24 square? So we can just, because we've not remembered, we can quickly solve it. 4 for the 16, 9. So 576. And what are we not forgetting? Because it was actually 24 unit, right? Side was 24 unit square. So this will come out to be square units. So it will be 576 square units. Similarly, for the next problem, now here we have a combination of squares and rectangles. So this is the small square, okay, and this is the big square. I can shade the squares. And the other two figures are rectangles. So in squares, all sides are equal, and in rectangle, opposite sides are equal. So let's try to see what information we already have, which will help us to fill this table. So for the small square, we have the area, and that is 64 square units. So for the small one, we have area as 64. So the side will be square root of area, square root of 64, and that will be 8 units. We can write here 8 units. Now for the big one, big square, we don't know the side, we don't know the area. Okay, what do we know? So this small one, we have the side as 8. Let's try to write 8 here. Okay, 8 is the side. We know the area of, let me name this figure as rectangle 1. Okay, so this part is, I'm calling as rectangle 1. So what do we know about rectangle 1? So the area is 120 square units, and area of a rectangle is length into width. So we don't know the length of the rectangle, but we know the width is 8. Okay, and area we know is 120. So area is length into width. We know area is 120. We don't know the length. So we can quickly just, whenever there is multiplication on one side of the equation, and if the number goes to the other side, it becomes the opposite. So multiplication becomes division. So we do 120 divided by 8, that will give us length. So the length will be what? We know 4 2s are 8. So here will be 4 3s are 12 and 0. And then 2, then 15. So length will be 15 units. So now we know length of the rectangle. So opposite sides of rectangle are equal. So if this is 15 and this is 15. So now what do we know? This side of rectangle and this side of square are common. So if length is 15 for rectangle, the side for the square will also be 15 units. Now when we know the side of a square, the area is simple. We simply have to take the square of the side. So 15 square is 225. So it will be 225 square units. I hope this is clear. So whenever we are solving problems, it will never be, when we are learning, it's always like we're just learning the square root, or we are learning the area of rectangle, square. But whenever the problems will come, they will have the real implementation of multiple concepts at the same time. So here we used area of squares, rectangles, square roots, squares,